All right, everybody, we're going to talk about different types of metal today. Of course, you can Google each of these to find out, the chemistry if you're into that kind of thing. But we're just going to keep it kind of basic today. So, when you guys oxyacetylene weld, MIG weld in this class, TIG weld, you're probably going to be using hot rolled steel. And to me, I describe this as a gunmetal gray. You might see rust on it because there's iron in it. And this does stick to a magnet. So it's magnetic, gunmetal gray. Very common that we use this. This happens to be about 16 gauge thickness. Next to it here is cold rolled steel. And this is the same metal, but this is dipped in an acid type of bath. And basically this works better on when you TIG weld. Hot rolled steel can tend to kind of have bubbles when you weld. The cold rolled steel will be better, but essentially it's steel, magnetic. So that's those two. Galvanized is also steel. It's also magnetic, but it has a coating on it that is really good for the outside. So when you look at chain link fence and you look at fences outside, they have galvanized coating because it makes it so where it doesn't rust. However, when you heat this up, the fumes that come off here are bad to breathe. So we generally don't weld galvanized in this class almost ever. If we do, we'd have good exhaust. So just know that we do use the galvanized on the tote tray project. The tote tray is made out of galvanized metal, won't rust, so it has its place. It's really good. Whereas these guys here, if you don't coat this with paint or something, it's going to rust. So beauty of galvanized, doesn't rust. So the rest of these metals here are not magnetic. We have aluminum, stainless steel, copper, brass. They're not magnetic like steel. So students have a tough time with stainless and aluminum because, man, they both look the same. They're both shiny. They're both silvery in color. So how do you know? Well, this thing is, I don't know exactly how much it's, probably 4 times heavier. So if I pick up this and this is very light aluminum. Stainless is quite heavier. Personally, for me, I can really tell the scratch. So when I look at the scratch, maybe you can zoom in here, but when you look at the scratches on stainless, I don't know how to describe it. It has like this kind of it's flat and it has this different kind of look to it. Whereas like on aluminum here, if I do a scratch here, it really cuts into the metal. I'm really like taking metal out. It's so soft, I'm taking metal out. Whereas on the stainless, it's just kind of scratching it. But again, aluminum, very light, stainless. So more on stainless, that stainless is used in hospitals and restaurants, in appliances because it doesn't rust. It's very durable, doesn't rust. It's used on boats, where you want to be able to sterilize things like your dental tools. It's all stainless. Stainless, you can sterilize. It's great. Aluminum, more designed like from the military back in the day, very light. So you want to have a light airplane, a light jet. Aluminum, very light. Really, both of these things you have to TIG weld, and that takes some training. But we make our rings out of stainless steel. A lot of jewelry stuff out of stainless steel because we can solder it very easily. In 1 hour, you can solder this, no problem. This, can't really solder it, in an easy sense. And so you have to TIG weld this, so we can't solder this. Copper, it's copper. It looks gold. We use it for jewelry stuff like the rose and other things. And brass, to me, kind of looks more golden color. And we would use the oxyacetylene torch to braze weld these things. That's what we typically do, or solder. So braze weld or solder. That's a little introduction to the metal, and hopefully you know more now than you did when you first started looking at this. All right, thanks for watching.